all of the spur of potential COVID-19 treatments lately, there's one local Miami doctor who has his eyes set on a method he believes could prevent a key factor in the disease. The coronavirus is known to cause poor lung conditions, which can lead to an aggressive counteraction by the body. This is one of the symptoms of the virus, and Dr. Camilla Ricordi may have found a solution. After many years researching stem cells for the treatment of type 1 diabetes, Dr. Ricordi found a way to combat this acute respiratory disease.
We'll have the results in a very short time because these cells is like injecting an army of cells, 200 million cells into doses that will be fighting the complication of the infection, and we'll know within weeks if there is a positive effect.
He's confident in his methods and has been advancing his research and will hopefully be successful in his trials.
Well, I think if this succeeds, will be a way to treat the severe cases of COVID-19 while we wait for a vaccine, but
Danny
also
Roth,
to have a
CBTV.
repository of cells that will be...
Quarantine binging has just taken a despicable turn, and I'll show you guys exactly what I mean on this week's What's on Netflix. Since its addition to the platform on April 16th, Despicable Me has been #1 on Netflix top hits. The movie came out in 2010, making it almost 10 years since its release, yet it's still as popular as ever. The movie follows Gru, a wannabe villain who just can't seem to impress his mom. For years, Gru and his team of minions have been working towards becoming the world's best bad guy. However, he gets jealous when fellow villain Vector steals one of the Great Pyramids of Giza.
That the Great Pyramid of Giza had been stolen.
In order to outshine him, Gru hatches an evil plan to steal the moon. That's right, the whole moon. On his way to villainhood, he adopts 3 little girls that bring out the little soft spot in him.
Let me smell. Let me smell. You did not. Put on your PJs. Hold still. Okay, seriously. This is very bad.
This film holds the perfect balance between comedy and purity, as it teaches kids to be kind to one another. It also holds the message that family can be anywhere. Despicable Me is the perfect film to watch with your family during quarantine. Besides, who doesn't love a Minion dance party? That's all I got for this week's What's Hot on Netflix. Alexa Podolsky, CBTV.
So there's been a lot of talk of the government giving out checks for $1,200. What would you do with that free money?
I'd probably invest it in the stock market.
And try to grow that money?
Yeah, gotta make bank in the long term.
And what would you invest in? What companies?
I'd probably invest in companies I used a lot, like Jersey Mike's, companies like that.
I would spend it on a new laptop for college.
Yeah, like the government gave you that $1,200 check, no questions asked. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it.
I'd honestly just spend it on college. I'm not joking. Straight up. Not even like tuition, just like stupid dorm stuff.
I think with a free $1,200, I would buy some camera equipment or buy all the mayo that I can with it.
Probably a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air.
Would you do like the rose gold or the gray?
The silver, neither of those.
So just the classic OG silver?
Yeah.
What would you do with your free $1,200?
Free $1,200, I'd probably buy some stuff for my car, like a light kit or a tire cover maybe. Get some people to clean my car, I need that. And probably a bunch of junk food. I like my sweet tooth.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye. Hope you enjoy your quarantine, and I hope I get to see you soon.
You too. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Popular video call service Zoom is under fire from many potential security issues. Wait, Apple and Google are banding together? What timeline are we in? What's up, Cypress Bay? My name is Luis Rodriguez, and this is Tech Talk. Many of us have been using popular video call service Zoom due to the COVID-19 virus. But you might want to reconsider Zooming to hit that download button. Recent reports have found that many vulnerabilities inside the app could allow hackers to access your private calls and get access to files and information you may not want them to have. Zoom representatives have announced that they're working to gain back the trust of their audience. But this still raises questions on whether you should still download the app. Tech giants Google and Apple are joining forces to battle the coronavirus. Yes, you heard me right. Using a method called contact tracing, your device may be able to tell if you may have come in contact with someone with the virus. The technology uses Bluetooth signals to catalog people you come in contact with while you're, for example, grocery shopping. If these people are later diagnosed with the virus, you will receive a notification on your device alerting you to the situation. That's the latest in all things tech. I'm Luis Rodriguez, CBTV.
What's up, gamers? I'm Luca, and these are my top gaming tips and tricks. Are your precious flowers starting to die? You can use your respawning powers to magically make those ugly orchids brand new again. Got talents? Oh please, the only talent you'll ever need is being a gamer. Upset about society. By being a gamer, you're automatically entitled to troll those normies epic style. Gaming. That's all for my gaming tips and tricks. Stay based and gamer-pilled. Gamers.
What's up, Cypress Bay? With the COVID-19 situation, streaming platforms have seen an increase in viewership. One of those services is Disney+, and I'm going to be showing you what's trending on the service. With the March 6th release date, the story of two brothers on a quest to spend the day with their dad was projected to be a hit movie. But due to the pandemic, viewers were delighted to see Onward premiere on Disney+. This movie has action, adventure, and fantasy as it brings you into a world of magic and dragons. The chemistry between Chris Pratt and Tom Holland bring Ian and Barley to life, so make sure to give it a watch.
Yes. Okay, so now you know the worst that can happen, so there's nothing to be scared of, right?
When Disney Plus was released, the Star Wars universe expanded as Mandalorian was the new star. But as the series came to a close, the Clone Wars announced their final season coming to light in March.
Has led to this.
The much anticipated 7th season follows Ahsoka as she finds her way after separating herself from the Jedi Order. Make sure to tune in every Friday to catch new episodes of the show. That's all for this week. Nicholas Alvarado, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? It's now a little more difficult than it used to be to leave your house. So Alex made a list of workouts that you can do while staying inside.
For this week's quarantine workout, I'm going to be showing you some exercises you can do in your bed if you're lazy like myself. Stretches. Sit-ups. Planks. Dips. The bridge. The cobra stretch. Leg lifts. That's all for this week's quarantine workout.
The NFL draft has been going on for over 80 years, and the COVID-19 pandemic wasn't going to stop it. This year's selections were announced virtually as stay-at-home orders are still in place. As expected, Joe Burrow was the #1 pick in the NFL draft, and he will take his talents of throwing and running the ball to the Cincinnati Bengals. Burrows joins the likes of Cam Newton as the second quarterback to be drafted first after winning the Heisman Trophy.
He hadn't played a lot of football in 3 years, but what we saw this year was outstanding.
On the subject of quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa was drafted by the Miami Dolphins. Tua had experienced a season-ending injury against Mississippi State, but recent practice videos show that he is right where he left off and can't wait to dive into the Miami fields. The Dolphins are making sure that he doesn't get another injury by drafting offensive tackles Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt. During the second round of the draft, the Philadelphia Eagles unexpectedly acquired Jalen Hurts, who is projected to be picked up by the likes of the Patriots, the Steelers, or the Packers.
Well, it just got interesting, ladies and gentlemen.
This move shocked fans as Carson Wentz is currently the starting quarterback and is expected to stay with the Eagles until 2024.
Sniffing the end zone.
The NFL is starting to see more scrabbling quarterbacks. And with Burrow and Tagovailoa joining the mix, the 2021 season is certainly going to look quite interesting. Nicholas Ramos, CBTV Sports.
That's all for this week's Lightning Athletics. I'm Alexa Podolsky, CBTV Sports.
Since December 1986, the Rotary Club of Weston's community service has built them as a prominent organization behind fundings, events, resources, volunteerism, and much more in Southwest Broward. In response to the global COVID-19 crisis, they've created Rotary Feeds the Front Line to supply the frontline workers and those in need with free food. Tied to support from local restaurants, their efforts will bring the resources to the people who need it most. Backed by a prominent number of members, the local community can make change real for many. Plenty of families have benefited from our efforts. Help by donating today on PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Together, we can make a difference.
What's up, Cypress Bay? Today we're going to be reviewing Young Thug's latest album, So Much Fun. Released in August 2019, So Much Fun became a popular and energetic album to kick off the school year. The album includes various features from artists including Future, Machine Gun Kelly, Gunna, Lil Baby, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Duke, Lil Keed, Quavo, Juice WRLD, Travis Scott, and J. Cole. That is a lot of artists. He takes his voice in so many different directions that artists like J. Cole really have to push themselves to accommodate to his style. Some songs that really stood out to me from this album were Hot, featuring Gunna, and Mannequin Challenge with Juice WRLD. Both songs are very energetic, and they have great features from Gunna and Juice WRLD, rest in f***ing peace, and some great flows too. My initial beef with this type of rap was that many of these artists really didn't have much flow, but Young Thug really proved me wrong with this album. Thug continued to prove himself through this album, and I don't expect much less in the coming years. That's my take on this album. I'm Tomas Kilikeo, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? Today I've been asked to show you what's trending on TikTok, so let's get started by downloading this godforsaken app. How long is this gonna take?
2,000 years later.
Okay, now that it's done downloading, let's get into it. To start is the leaving my body trend. Essentially what this trend is people describing things that others tell them not to worry about and don't necessarily change the situation that they're in. The next trend is the nobody want to see us together. In this trend, people essentially mirror themselves and show things that are stereotypically not supposed to be together, but are, like me in the outdoors during coronavirus. The oob trend is my personal favorite, as it represents the stupid humor of my generation and I'm proud to be a part of it. The next trend is the guess the gibberish trend. This trend is essentially a filter where you are given a time limit and you have to guess the actual phrase that the gibberish means before it runs out. Okay, and this trend I've seen a lot on my For You page, and I just gotta say, what is happening? Like, what? Come on, girls are putting ice in their... Okay, that's it. I'm deleting the app. Lube Gubin, Selig, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Oliver Sula, and with all this extra time on my hands, I've been finally getting around to watching some great shows. So here's what's hot on Hulu. First off, one of the most recent additions to Hulu's lineup is What We Do in the Shadows. This show is a documentary-style show that focuses on a group of 4 medieval vampires and their daily, or rather nightly, lives in modern-day Staten Island. The series goes through the journey of acquiring complete world domination, which involves a lot of legal stuff apparently. This show is a brilliant comedic spin on the entire vampire lore. Having these mystical, over-the-top vampires go through average everyday activities is beyond entertaining to see on screen and will have you constantly laughing and engaged.
Master, this is pretty macabre.
Another show I've been watching is Atlanta, and oh my god, I love this show. The show stars series writer, producer, and creative extraordinaire Donald Glover. His character, Ern, decides to leave his day job and go join the Atlanta rap scene with his up-and-coming rapper cousin, Paperboy. The characters are great, the storyline is great, tackles social issues, it makes you laugh, it makes you think, and most importantly, it makes you want to watch more with every single episode. I highly recommend everyone checks out both of these shows. And well, that's all for what's hot on Hulu. Happy binging! I'm Oliver Sula, CBTV.
Hello, Cypress Bay, and welcome to Quarantine Bedtime Stories. I'm Logan Seelig, and today I will be reading Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone, and a red balloon, and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs, and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens, and a little toy house and a young mouse, and a comb and a brush, and a bowl full of mush, and a quiet old lady who was whispering hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens and good night, mittens. Good night, clocks and good night, socks. Good night, little house and good night, mouse. Good night, comb and good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady whispering hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. And good night, Cypress Bay. Logan Seelig, CBTV.